Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I like to shoot videos of us starting our homestead from scratch and all the trials and errors we learn along the way and share them with you guys so you can learn too. Today I'm gonna do a quick video of my garden and how we're using cattle panels for trellising, all kinds of different things. This is the first year I've actually jumped on the trellising bandwagon with cattle panels, so we're just kind of learning as we go here. As you can see, I've been trimming and pruning my tomatoes. It's such a crazy, like, greenish, I don't know if you can see that. It's a bizarre color that happens when you trim your tomatoes. But anyway, my husband and I have been working on that for the past couple days because they've got out of hand. Life's been crazy. My hair's not even, like, done. Like bleached, nothing. I haven't done anything with myself. Life's been insane, but we're just making it work one day at a time. Weeds are crazy. Everything's going crazy growing. It's gorgeous. I love it. And it's our place where we kind of get to be, him and I, together and get some stuff done. So it's getting to get dark out. We're having a little storm brewing up there. It's north of us right now. We're supposed to get some weather later, but hi, Mama. What is it? You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here, pretty mama. We say hi. You're such a vocal girl. You're such a vocal girl. I know, Mama. We say hi. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, bye. So, it was hot as heck today in the factory. Just humid. I'm a sweaty, disgusting mess. I need to get my butt inside and take a shower. It's 8:53. But I just wanted to show you the trellising that we did. I think I showed some in the last video, but I'm going to kind of go through a little bit more. I might have to do it from outside of the garden for the tomatoes because we're watering right now. But I'm going to flip this around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So coming into the garden, everything is ginormous. I don't really have aisles anymore. Walkways. There is no such thing as a walkway. These squash went absolutely bananas. They're huge. Next year, I'm making a note of this, and that's part of why I like to do these videos, is because then I can go back next year and kind of look and see what I did like and didn't like. One thing I did like was the spacing on my broccoli. We'll be keeping that. Cabbage, I may end up giving it a little more space next time. But here's a beautiful head of cabbage. It's starting to get pretty firm. I'm super proud of that one. Some of them are heading up. Oh, I think we missed a yellow squash. But next year for squash, I'm going to do a lot less. What happened this year was we planted, no germination, planted again, and then they all germinated. So then we got boatloads of squash, which is fine. And then here is the trellis I was talking about with the 16-foot cattle panel. Norma Jean, you stay out of my garden. You'll poop in here. And so all we did was take 2 T-posts. I think they're 5-foot T-posts, 4-foot T-posts. Pretty much any metal T-posts, T-posts that you can find. You kind of eyeball it. We knew that we wanted it to start there, so we put this one in, and then we just kind of measured to where to put the next one. And then you use these T-post clips. They're specifically for T-posts, and clip this trellis directly on there. What we did do was weave it on the first rung of the cattle panel to try and keep it in its spot, and then we arched it over. It does take 2 people. And then I started training these up, and I showed you guys this last time, I think. Training these up with the tomato clips, which I just purchased more because these tomato clips, because these work for everything. Honestly, this is doing so good. I might come and steal some of these, but we also were going to trellis up our watermelon, which is now just literally vining into every row that we have on this side, and our cantaloupe, but we just decided to let them be wild and free this year. It's going to be a mess to clean up. It's starting to climb my fence. But we do have, let's see how fast I can do this without getting sprayed by the water. We do have some watermelon action. I did a little scrape test. We're not ready yet. And then there's another one. I'm gonna get sprayed. It's all right, I'm roasting. Another one right there. So there are 2 different varieties. There's like a couple different varieties in here. And then we did cattle panels. Gosh, it's hard to see at night. I wish I'd have started this earlier. I'm gonna go around down in the field and kind of show you guys real quick. This was the method I was using before, and it was the California weave, Florida weave, my goodness, California weave. Works great. If this was my only row of tomatoes, it would be fantastic because I can upkeep it. I have the time. I would have the time to keep it nice. And another factor is these horrible, I'm gonna get sprayed. These horrible Miracle Grow posts that we got at Menards. So they might work if I had to put them like literally every foot or 2 feet, but they're so not strong. They were snapping down there with my other tomatoes. They were snapping with the weight of the tomatoes. So they'd probably work if I used 1 post per tomato plant and just literally trellised it to that, which I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on that. I'm just not. Because they'll probably last maybe, 1 season, 2 seasons if we're lucky, and then they'll end up snapping, whereas T-posts and cattle panels will last a very long time because they are made of metal. And I can use them in different ways. They're super versatile. If I'm not going to do a ton of tomatoes next year, I have the option of doing arches like this to trellis, and this is my cucumbers. So they just kind of, and then if we want to not use them for gardening, we can use them for actual animals and making, makeshift pens and stuff like that. Look at this little baby. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Little baby cucumber. But I'm going to swing around here and show you the tomatoes. Goodness, I got to get some water on these poor things. They're crusty. But they're beautiful. Meat birds. Oh my goodness, there's a hole. Meat birds are in that one right now. They're kind of crammed. We don't like that. That's a fake owl. It's been helping so far. This was the second one that my husband just made. He went with the, oh my gosh, I don't remember. I'll put a text box in here of what the method is that he looked at, the plan that he went off of with this. I can't remember the guy's name, but we watched it off Sheraton Park Farms on YouTube. He uses that similar kind of chicken tractor, and we decided to do the same. And so we just got the lumber, we got the conduit basically, and a pipe bender, and we just put a bend in the pipe, ran it up to these joints here, and then all my husband did was drilled a hole down through, and it went right through this, and washer and nut, and that's what holds the cross brace on it. And then he went through and put all the chicken wire on and just stapled it like this all along the wood, and then we zip tied. By we I mean him. He did 95% of this, 99% of this, let's be honest. I know, mama. And so he did that. He left the ski on the end because he's going to come back and put wheels on it so that he can do like some, I don't know. I'm going to have to let him explain that when the time comes. But he's going to make wheels where you can like kind of click them down and then it'll roll. So we got, oh my word. Look at it. I love how they have little hands and they grab onto stuff to climb. That is just the coolest. That is intelligent design, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Right, Mama? So this is coming out. He's reaching. He wants to trellis on something, buddy. I know. Next year, I'm going to be more diligent about trellising my big items like that. Here are the tomatoes that we went and threw on cattle panels, and I just got wet. So we just took same T-post concept, And we did 3 T-posts. This is a 16-foot section, obviously 16-foot cattle panel. And we just did the same thing. I brought it up some. I did not put the cattle panel on the ground because I just got soaked. Sorry. Now my phone's all acting up. I wasn't paying attention. My screen's all wet. Hang on. Oh, okay, let's try this again. I'm watching the water now. Okay. So we just attached it up off the ground with the same concept with these T-post clips. And then I came through and I'm telling you, I trimmed the mess out of these, which is why I look like this. I trimmed so much off of these tomatoes, it's not even funny. It seems counterproductive to trim them so much. Like, look at that. That whole bottom stalk has nothing on it. But I want the energy to go into the fruit. As you can see, I've got some tomatoes coming on. And that's just, I wanted to get it trimmed because it's going to take less water. It's going to put more energy into the fruit. And it's easier to maneuver. So I just came along. And look, I still need more clips. They're on their way from Amazon tomorrow. So I'm going to clip these up. These still need a little bit more clipping. This is what it looked like. And see what I'm saying? That one snapped out of the ground. I have it crammed in the ground right now to hold up because I'm just doing my best to try and keep what I can off the ground. But like the weeds are crazy. I can't get in here. So my weave is falling apart because of the no tension. I did try and hold the ends together. As you can see right there, I put string across from one aisle to the other to try and hold it up, and it didn't work. So now I got to come through tomorrow, trim this whole side, get the 3rd cattle panel up, and trellis it. And then once we do that, look at how much more room I have in here. I actually have rows, and I can see my marigolds. I'm going to get soaked again. But marigolds, don't sleep on marigolds. I used to think they were like old lady flowers. Like, sorry if you're older. I'm not trying to be rude or judgmental, but I just thought that, you know, old ladies liked them. But these are sweet. I started these from seed, and they have grown to be like evergreens. They're huge. They look like literal shrubs. But anyway, they do good things for your garden. Don't sleep on them. Grow them. Plant them yourselves. Get them from the greenhouse. Definitely throw them in your garden. But I got that whole other side to do. Everything's falling down over there. The creeping prairie bindweed. Oh, I'm going to get soaked. Prairie bindweed is out of control again, as you can see. Like, this is where my 2 rows of onions are supposed to be, and you can't even tell. But my onions are getting quite large, so I'm proud of that. But I just wanted to shoot up this quick video of how we are doing so far. Beginning of August, little mini garden tour. You can see how she's growing. And then the options of cattle panel trellising and other uses in the garden. I highly recommend it. I'm loving it so far. I'll try and do a little bit more in-depth tutorial, I guess you could say. There's a million tutorials on YouTube, so it isn't just me, but I'll show you how I'm doing it since you're here on my channel, which I appreciate. And then we'll just kind of go from there, and I'll keep you updated on how the garden's growing. And then tomorrow, nope, probably going to be Saturday. I'm way off. We'll finish putting the tarp on this. And then that whole electric fence is going to get swapped back to this side. This is the side we started on. The grass is all grown back beautifully. So the chickens will be able to have fresh grass and 2 chicken tractors instead of 1. So they're getting ready to go to sleep. They're kind of crammed in there, but they do cram themselves. They got some room. Right, babies? Good night. It's starting to rain. That's my sign. So this is the next day. I figured I would come out and try and do a quick video of it in the daylight a little bit better, since it was kind of hard to see at night. So I came in and you can see all the places that I trimmed. I went crazy. The whole lower third of the plant I cut. And then I made sure to clip it up and start training it to go up this cattle panel. And I came and I did that with all of these. I could even stand to trim a little bit more, but I don't want to take off over half the plant. So I'm just going to kind of let them do their thing. And then in here, especially where it's really thick, I'm going to come back, and some of these can get taken off once the plant gets a little bit more mature. There's just a lot happening right here. And I got some cute little tomatoes happening. So that's always good. More tomatoes. This side I trellised up as well. And this way it's just easier to see tomatoes coming on. Like down there at that Y, there's a big tomato. Up here, there's some tomatoes. You can just see it better. It just kind of helps visually let you see what's happening. If you got any pest problems, there's a better view of it. It kind of gives you a heads up just by doing this. Getting them up out of the way. And then some of these, I'll keep that, it's budding. So I can just kind of come in here and I could trim these some more, and I may putz with them and trim a little bit like this down here. This is kind of irrelevant. So, I mean, I could come in and do this pretty much all day long, and here's going to be a bunch more. But the goal right now is just to get them up off the ground and to try and get them under control. Look at all that I've cut off. This is just a ton, and it's wilted overnight. But this, not good. This is tomatoes. So I trimmed these. They're thinned. I just need to get a cattle panel on them. Here's my makeshift holding together. I just clipped the string. I'm not doing that. It just like barely pull on it and it splinters. They're not very good. I actually have one stuck in the ground right here that I'm gonna have to be careful of because it snapped off. So 0 out of 10 recommend these. That shank is dangerous. And the ground is even wet and they're not wanting to come out. So they won't come out. That's great, but they snap, so that's not great. If they were sturdy, it wouldn't be a problem, but they aren't. So definitely recommending, if you can find some really thick, like 2x2 stakes that are like 6 to 8 feet tall, then the stakes work beautifully. The stakes work fantastic for weaving, but these thin ones and all this heavy foliage of the tomatoes does not work. So I just came through and thinned all these, and now I have to get all the old trellising system out of here, get some more T-posts in, and I'm going to do the same exact thing I did here over here tonight. So that's how it always works. You water the garden and then it rains. Seems to be the case anyway with us. You water the garden and the Lord sends a rainstorm, which I'm grateful for. Keep it coming. We need the rain. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you following this channel. This is a quick video. I hope to have a lot more content coming at you as far as preserving. So I have a ton of green beans. I'll shoot a little excerpt at the end of this showing you our harvest so far. Okay, so super quick. Here's what's left for green beans. I have 17 pints in the canner right now. I have 8 pounds of cucumbers out in a brine right now in our fridge in the garage. And then hopefully we'll have enough to do a second brine tomorrow when we pick. And then my husband and I just went through and diced up all the yellow squash that we had. And we've got, how many bags was it, hun? 13 bags at roughly 1.5 to 1.25 pounds each. Yeah. So that's our first push of harvest. We still have these zucchini that I want to use for making zucchini noodles, and then these are going to go to the chickens. They got hard sitting on the counter. And then we've got these little oddballs that I got from our local nursery, and I'm gonna chop them up and eat them. I want to see how they taste. So 17.5 pounds of yellow squash.
Yep, so far.
My word. And we're not even close to done. So we got a good haul. I'm going to show you how I'm going to preserve the yellow squash that we have, the green beans that we have so far, and then pickling. So I'll do some canning basics. I know there's a million videos out there on how to do it. I'm just going to explain it how I learn best in my verbiage. So hopefully that can help you if you're a new canner. It's my goal to help people have the courage to start, and feel free to ask me any questions as I make these videos. I'm an open book. I'd love to get some dialogue going with you guys, so go ahead and comment, like, share, subscribe. I super appreciate you being here. More videos to come, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.